Transition. Okay. Welcome, everyone. How is everyone doing tonight? Well, this is my weekly live webcast. Wait, what happened here? Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Oh, okay. I don't know. That's just a thing. Anyways, yeah, this is the weekly live thing that I do here for everyone. I'm usually unprepared, unrehearsed, and I usually answer all the same questions. So if you know what's up with these, then welcome. You've been here before. If you don't, this is your first time. Well, yeah, I do this every week, and it's basically just me answering questions. You guys ask a bunch of questions, and I just, I just spew out answers if I can. A lot of them I'm gonna say I don't know what I'm talking about. Where's everybody here tonight? There's 125 with us tonight. First, a little bit of update from last week. I haven't done a video in a whole week, which is weird. It feels weird to not put a video for an entire week, but I haven't. The background, those are my dogs. They're just running around like crazies, and so I haven't done a video because I've been busy trying to, wrap around the orders and stuff. As you guys know, I had to take down my website because there was a ton of problems with it, and the customers, you guys, weren't being taken care of, so I had to step in, and so we're down to a couple of orders that are problematic. Most of the stuff is shipped. I think I'm down to like 20 orders that I have to ship. I ran out of the standoffs, but they will be here on Friday, and so we're preparing everything this week so that on Friday we could just put a little baggie of things, close the box, seal it, and hopefully, early next week, everyone that has ordered anything from me, other than there might be some of you guys that are so patient that order something and I don't know that it's still missing, then that's where we're at. So that's what I've been doing all this week. That's why there's no videos. I am working on a video on that one thing that I put on the thumbnail of this. This is gonna be a video that I'm gonna upload probably tomorrow because I'm kind of late. I kind of promised these people that I was gonna do a video by the 10th, but here we are on the 14th and I still have no video. But of course I didn't know that I was gonna be in this giant mess, and so yeah, that's what happens. So that's why there hasn't been any videos, but yeah, we're gonna put one tomorrow, and then tonight we're just doing this thing or whatever. What are you guys doing? I'm scared. Let's see. What was the topic? Today's topic is anything. Good afternoon. Island Times is in the house. Welcome, Island Times. It's been a while. Hi from India. Stay prepared. Are you a legal citizen of the United States? Hell no. I don't want to be a legal citizen of this place. This is circus. Yes, I'm a legal citizen. Come on. Building Jehu's boards tonight. DDA 40M. Yes. Yes. The boards. I haven't done the boards, unfortunately. They're still here. Yeah, I haven't had time to check this out. You can go.
No, I can't.
That's my wife. She didn't want to go by here. Can you throw some light on the graphene versus lithium-ion batteries? I can't. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about graphene. I haven't seen them. I haven't looked into them. I mean, I know, yeah. I just keep hearing about it, but I don't have it in my hands yet, so I don't know. I like to, to stay busy with the stuff that I can do, and I think graphene's still a little bit. I mean, I know you can buy some or something, right? But I haven't, so I haven't started looking too much into it. Have you lost weight? I don't think so. How much was the truck? So the truck there's undetermined yet. They haven't released pricing. It's gonna be in 2 years, and I just, it's just it's a deposit right now, right? And it's 100% refundable. So yeah, I hope that's the truck you're talking about, because otherwise I don't have a truck. Is there a DIY solution to test capacity? Capacity? There's all kinds of them. Here's one right here. This is a little guy. All you have to do is test, how much amp hours are going through like a thing like this. This is a I don't know, it's a chip, but essentially, this is not a Hall effect. What is this? This is a shunt. Yeah, this would be a shunt. This is capable of doing 50 amps. And then I'm looking at these because I want to make a board. So here's the board that has the BMS, but I want to do another board that you can stack on top of that and then have like a screen, you know, shunt, and then be able to tell you, you know, what the voltage is of the batteries, and then, you know, how much energy is left in them, how much energy you moved in or out of it or whatever. I'm looking into having one that will tell you the voltages of all 7 cells, right? Because that's really what we need to know at a glance to be able to see, like, oh my God, that one's out of balance. Let's do something about it. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, there's a tons of DIY solutions to test capacities. Ready to expose your partner for screwing people? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's worth it. I think, I did told someone today to, I don't know, I don't even know if I should say this, to do yeah, hell, why not, I guess. I did tell someone to do a chargeback on, because, see, here's what happened earlier. He was accepting orders on his accounts and all this stuff. It was his website, it was his thing. If he screwed people, you know, he was going to be liable for it, right? I was just kind of staying away. But then, you know, as things started rolling, it was good. Then, you know, then he had like a problem with one account. So he's like, can I use your account? So then, you know, I used my account to start accepting payments. And then when the EV West thing was happening, then I was like, oh, I need to take control of these. Because, you know, he can't, you know, he can steal my money, but he can't steal someone else's money, right? So I thought, no, stepping in. But some of these early orders, he processed and he never delivered, right? And so I think I should be able to like pick like an order, and then anywhere before that, you know, it's like if you haven't gotten delivered, like the one, you have to do a chargeback, right? Because he took all my money, you know, it's like we're supposed to split the earnings, and he took them all. And then he took your money and then didn't deliver the product, right? So then first try to get the money from the credit card, right? And then that doesn't work, then I guess I'm responsible because I'm, you know, it's my name on the website. Hey, no, stop making noise. So that's, so I mean, I think, you know, if we really wanted to screw with them, that's one thing that I can say, like, hey, everyone from this order and below and earlier, put up put a claim, you know, or do a chargeback on your order, you know, and then we can any successful chargebacks that happen, then it's, you know, that much less money that he screwed from me. I'd rather you guys keep the money instead of him keeping the money, right? Like, he doesn't deserve that money. So, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I think I should just move on, right? I think there's not a lot of good that can come from, you know, dealing with something like that, right? Like, whatever. It's a dumb guy, whatever. He stood to make a lot of money, but he didn't. Oh well. Move on. First time live watching from Miramesa smashing a bowl of pho. Oh, there we go. Brissy 2 here. Look at that. Christopher. Oh my God. I'm falling way behind, guys. Christopher, what is the meaning of life? He's asking. If I only knew. Jeff S is from Rosarito Beach, in California, Baja California. Look at that. New York City. Oh, are you into crypto? Not really. I bought some crypto when it was really high. And now it's worth almost nothing. So I lost some money there. So I have it. It's there. I never looked at it. Ernesto Hufana. I got the Revolt batteries just last Saturday. Can't wait for the kids. So Ernesto was one of the persons that was missing his batteries. I don't remember if Ernesto had tracking numbers, but there's a bunch of you guys that had tracking numbers, and they showed no activity, like we never handed them to the UPS. So now that I've talked to Michael at EV West, he's given me some numbers. They counted the stock over there. It's like almost every order that came through, the stock is missing. So the stock is no longer at his warehouse. That means we slapped a label. And I do have some labels that I personally stuck on packages, and I personally handed to a driver, a UPS driver, and now they're lost. There's no, there's no traces of it. We don't know where they're at. They're stuck somewhere. The last time we saw them, it was when the driver drove away on that, on the UPS truck, right? So I think there's some that are just, because it was like the holiday season. I think they lose quite a bit of packages during those days because it's the rush and they're trying to get it before Christmas. And that's around the time when we're shipping all stuff, right? So there was one time that we handed the truck driver pulled up into EV West, and we rolled up the door, and it was like a half a pallet. And he's like, "Oh my God, this is all." And so we kind of helped him. But he didn't scan a single package. So I think a lot of those packages are missing, and they're there. There's some, I think UPS lost them. So hopefully they'll find them eventually. They either make it to you guys or they'll make it back to us. Hopefully, someone needs to get those batteries other than no one, because those are batteries, right? So that's what's happening. And I don't know if Ernesto was one of them. And he was one of them that didn't, so I have to reship a second shipment of batteries. All right. My Powerwall batteries while I wait for my new inverter to be delivered. The old one broke. There you go. Idon Ferguson. From Indonesia, the Netherlands, audio. Let's see. Which composition has more life? LiPo4, lithium-ion battery. Well, LiPo4 typically, right? But lithium-ion is up there. It just depends how you use the batteries. If you push them harder, they're not going to last. But you go easy on them, they'll last forever. I need to build a 100 kilowatt power bank. A 100 kilowatt hour, or a pack that is capable of 100 kilowatt? That's the question right there. The new camera is very slimming. What? It's not a new camera. It's the same one. I wonder why. What is that behind you? What is that behind me? I don't know what's that behind me. What's that behind me? I don't know. Love your cheap DIY solar generator. And generally on your videos. Thanks. Oh, Nick. Thank you for that. Can you use crypto to trade power P2P? You should be able to, right? Anyone else not hearing him? Ooh, you're not. Yeah, no, I can hear myself. It's coming out on my thing. Click the like button. There you go. Click the like button. What discharge amperage should you use for testing capacity? Well, depends, right? Yeah, it just depends. There's gonna be a slight difference, and depending on how much wear the battery has, right? But yeah, there's gonna be a slight difference if you do it. Okay, so here's a video that I need to make. These batteries here are 11 years old. They're brand new. They're NCR 18650s. And these were I think originally 31 or 3200 milliamp hours, which is crazy to think about that for an 11-year-old battery. But anyways, I tested them, right? I capacity tested them, and not only just once. I knew these had been sitting there for 11 years. So then I did 10 cycles, and I wrote them all in here, right? And they are all great, 3,000 on the first cycle, 3,059, 3,040, 3,051, 3,000. So they're around there. I can average all those out. It's gonna be 3,000, 20, 30 or something like that. So I thought, wow, these things haven't lost any capacity in 11 years. That's a myth. But then as soon as you load them up with something higher than 1 amp, and these are 3 amp hour cells, right? So 1 amp should be 1/3 of C, right? So they came in at 2,600 milliamp hours. So a lot of these batteries, that's what happens. They have really good capacity when you're doing a sub 1 amp discharge cycle. So at a 500 milliamp discharge thing. But then as soon as you load them up with some real load, then they fall apart. All the capacity's gone, right? So the thing that you should be asking is how you're going to use the cells. If you're going to build a large power wall, you know, where your batteries are not going to be pushed farther up than like half an amp or something, then yeah, you should be okay doing, you know, measuring your capacity at half an amp, 500 milliamps, right? Because that's usually what your battery is going to be loaded at, and so then that's going to be a much accurate, that's going to be an accurate reading of what you're going to get, right? If you have, you know, if you have 10 batteries, enough batteries that when you test it, you got 10 kilowatt hours, for example, right? It's going to be 10 kilowatt hours if you discharge it at that same rate. Now, if you charge it, you know, 3 times more, you know, where every cell is getting 1 amp, then you're going to see the degraded thing. So it just depends how you're going to use the cells. Try to discharge it at that charge level, right? If you're going to push them hard, you should be checking to see what they're doing when they're hard. If you're going to be, you know, if you're going to be going easy on them, then yeah, there's no problem going easy on them when you're doing the discharge. And of course, not all the batteries are like that. The newer batteries, you know, if we were to test them, the difference between, you know, capacity at a, you know, half of an amp load to a 2 amp or 3 amp load or a 1C load, it's smaller. These ones are, you know, old batteries. They're brand new, but they're, you know, been in shelf sitting for a long time. So you have to keep that also in mind. So if you're, you know, depends on the battery and depends on how you're going to use them. So those are your 2 variables right there. There you go. Ooh. Regarding the lost packages, Christopher Grady. Oh, Christopher, I kind of recognize your name, right? There are 3 types of people in life. Those who can count and those who can't. You might be in the 4th category. Yes. No, well, I think, I mean, to tell you the truth, I think it was just sloppiness. I think it's so easy to make a mistake, right? If you're not paying attention. You, like, shipping, like, fulfilling orders is not easy. It's not like anyone can do it. You have to, like, at the least be concentrating on what you're doing. You can't be, like, only half your brain doing that, right? So just think about this. Like, you have 100 labels, right, that you're gonna print out, right? And then you push the print button, and then the printer starts spitting them out, right? But you don't notice that there's only 80 papers in the printer, right? And then, you know, when the printer finishes, you grab them, you start sticking them on, you know, on boxes. And then that takes you the rest of the day, because 100, you know, or 80 boxes or whatever takes a long time to do the thing. Maybe it's at the end of the day, whatever. And then you go home after that. And then you come back the next day and you're like, what? When you load up paper, you try to print something else, it's like, oh, there's no paper. And then you're like, and then it spits out 20 more labels, and you're like, what are these? I don't know. Why does it spit out more labels? Oh, whatever. You just throw them away. You just discard them. You don't think anything, right? Like, and there's 20 packages that didn't get labels. And then you have tracking number for them, and you put it in the thing. You gave it to the customer. The customer's like, well, I have tracking, but it's not there. That's just one scenario, right? Where you can, like, if you're not paying attention, that could happen. There's another one where you mix the labels and then you slap it on a box, you know, that is Sony instead of the, and I think every single possible mistake that could have happened in this thing, because this guy wasn't paying attention, right? And the thing is that you guys are so patient that you're waiting until now to tell me there's a problem. All this time I'm thinking, oh, this guy's doing a great job. He wasn't. So let's see here. I make charging stations for e-bikes and e-scooters. Park and Cycle's I've been asked a lot about fast charging. Does this exist for e-bikes and scooters? Well, I mean, you should be able to, right? What's the safest the cells can be charged? I think the safest theoretical, yeah, I think it's like 80%, like half an hour to 80%, right? I think that's what Tesla's doing. I think that they're maxed out there because, I mean, yeah, you can't really shove so much energy into energy-dense cells, right? They're not designed to move energy in and out at those speeds. So I think you can do 80% like at half hour. And then after that, you gotta slow down. And So, fully charged, I think if you don't want to really, really damage your cells, I think an hour is the minimum. There's no such thing as fast charging, at least with current technology. I think maybe some newer cells or whatever. Probably power cells will be able to take more energy quicker and faster with less damage, right? We should probably do some tests like that, because we have power cells, and then we have energy cells, and then see which ones degrade faster. But yeah, I'd say there is no such thing as fast charging. I mean, yeah, like I said, like if you want to go to 80%, half hour, you probably push it 20 minutes, you know what I mean? Like, and just, do the thing. You know what I mean? Okay, let's see what else. Let's see. I need to build so I already read that one. You guys are talking too long yourselves. I once heard of a guy who got charged with a battery. What? Yes, you can rub your head and pat your belly now. Let's see. That's not me. I can't buy the 3,000. Oh my god. Now I just lost it. I would. Have you heard of the Horizon plug-in battery? It was a Kickstarter that seemed awesome but never went anywhere. Basically seems kind of like a plug-in Powerwall. Maybe a good project for your channel. No, I never saw it. I wonder what it is. I wonder what it was. Supercapacitors would help. That would be a thing. If you wanted to charge something very quickly, yeah, you can use a bank of supercapacitors, except that, the energy density is really low in supercapacitors, so you won't go very fast. So, if you just need to go like a mile or something, or 5 miles or something, on an e-bike, and then you need to charge like in 10 minutes, then supercapacitors will do better than that, right? But if you need longer range, yeah, then, your supercapacitor bank is going to be much bigger. I don't know if heavier. I don't know the gravimetric differences between those. And I know the volumetric is crazy high. So, Revenge cells are receiving my cells today. Yeah, so a lot of you guys are going to be receiving stuff because I've been shipping for a whole week. I've been finding out. What batteries did you use in the 500 watt hour battery pack you made for Puerto Rico? Oh, I used some Garmin or some GPS version. They were like this, sort of like this. They're pouch cells, and they had the little thing, like little BMS. And I put a bunch of them together. I have them somewhere around here. Yeah, so the energy density on those were like, it's kind of high, right? That's why you can put half a kilowatt hour on a tiny little thing. And an inverter, and a thing. I think I need to redo that one because it wasn't well. So actually, speaking about the solar generator, the last one that I made, it's already nearing like 200,000 views, and I never like released the wiring diagram, and it's getting a lot of criticism for all the people that bought that Kodiak and probably feel taken because they paid like twice the money and they got almost the same thing, right? Well, it turns out it was a good thing because we've been using that. I gave it to my brother and he was using it in the car shows where he goes, whatever. So I realized that I made a few mistakes in the wiring, right? There's a scenario where it splits the pack in half the way I connected it, and then you can only deplete one half more than the other one, and that's exactly what happened. So when it got here, it was like, oh, this pack is dead, and then you're like checking some of the things, and you're like, what? Because it's got relays, right? And the other thing is I connected the charger in the wrong spot. So the way it is right now, the battery has to have enough energy to energize a relay in order to charge, and that's a bad design, because if your battery's dead, it's not going to have enough energy to energize it. That's right. So there's a few things that I need to fix on that, and that's what I was kind of doing there today. There's going to be an update of that, and I will released the, the schematic, the wiring schematic for it, and then all the updates, all the criticisms that I'm getting, I have answers for them, right? A lot of them, people are just dumb and they didn't pay attention. I kind of hinted at what I was gonna do and how I was gonna do it, but I didn't show it on the final video. So people are like, yeah, they're extra critic on that one video because I don't know, because it's getting a lot of views and because there's a lot of people that like that Kodiak thing. So that's what's happened with that. All right, let's see. Use a hobby charger for that can fast charge, have balance, and temp monitoring. Do you sell battery packs? I don't sell battery packs because I don't even want to sell batteries because they're such hard to ship. Yeah, properly shipping batteries is a pain. So from now on, I think I'm gonna just do my thing, or I do my videos, and then I just point you guys to the people that know how to sell batteries. Brian Creasy says, have you heard of? Oh yeah, that's the one that. Why do I keep going to the same one? Sorry. Have you tested any surplus lithium medical cart batteries? Yes, we have. I have a whole box of 3,000 milliamp hour 18650s that came all from medical packs. They came from Terry. Terry. Oh man, do I have a link to this thing? Oh yeah, go to my link here. Battery packs. No, not battery packs. Where is it? Here we go. Have I updated this thing? Oh my god, I haven't updated that thing. The two very first batteries here are the ones that, although we're gonna put them back, right? Because those batteries need to be sold. It's just we need to change the way we were doing it. Have you worked on Nissan Leaf batteries? It's exactly what I'm working on right now. That's the thumbnail of this video. That's what's at. So I am gonna do a thing. Oh, hold on. You need to go up there, boy? Come on. Oh, poor boy. Yeah. He's got bad legs. He got operated like less than 6 months ago, so he's afraid to use his legs, I guess. Yeah, the Nissan Leaf batteries are coming. I'm going to do a video about that. They seem to physically stack easily for upgrading. Thoughts on for apparel? Yes, I will be discussing all that. I will show you, I believe. So there's even, systems that are being developed by someone else, and they be reviewing them essentially, right, and telling you if it works or not. What's your day job? Well, right now it's just trying to put out fires from customers that I sold batteries or PCB kits. But usually I would be making videos every day, right? But I haven't done that in a few weeks. Let's see. How would you run a 4,000 watt inverter in a vehicle with batteries? You just connect it to batteries. Make sure your batteries can give you 4,000 watts. All right, you might have to parallel a few batteries. If you're just having a car with the 12-volt system and you want to put a 12-volt inverter, yeah, you might want to have like a bigger battery or parallel a few, a couple of the batteries or whatever. There's nothing special about it. I don't know if that answers your question. I don't know what you were asking for. Let's see. Oh, wait, what was that? Orion's thing was that it fed whatever circuit you plugged into, but didn't supply more power than needed of it, so you could install yourself at home and not kill the line workers if the power goes out. That's standard in every piece of equipment that is connected to the grid. Well, that I've ever seen. I've never seen a system that connects to the grid that does not disconnect when the grid goes down. I don't understand. Why is that such a thing? I don't understand it, right? But yeah, there's nothing special about that. Every single piece of, I can make that, like, and it's such a weird, I guess. So you can connect it to the grid. You can connect it to your house wiring, and then that's connected to the grid. Huh. That does sound like a Powerwall. Let's see. Jehu, we just our first kilowatt hour of solar generated and stored here in cold tundra of Michigan. There you go. You just got your thing. What are some cool beginner DIY projects one can do to get themselves more familiar with trying to one day tackle a DIY Powerwall? What should you guys do? I mean, yeah, you should start building like a little battery pack. Like, yeah, you know, it's like, maybe I should do that with like my little PCB boards, where like you can do like a USB thing here, you know what I mean? Like, and you can use that, because this would be like, I mean, this is essentially same thing as this, except this one has the little circuitry for a USB things, right? But that's exactly the one that I use to charge my phone and my computer when I'm travel. It's 8 cells. Except I don't know if they're in series. Yeah, I think they are in series, because that one does USB-C and has to do what does it have to do? 19 volts, I think. That's what it takes to charge my battery. And so this is 24 volts, right? So yeah, they would have to be in series. So yeah, this is essentially like what's inside every like high-end pack, you know, like power packs that you can buy for like $100. And of course, you can't buy this stuff from me right now, but you can buy them from a couple other people in our Facebook group. There's a few of them that are selling them, and you can buy this yourself straight from China. You can. I have links to where you can buy the PCB board, where you can buy these things, and you can build one of these things and start, you know, familiarizing yourself with it. You know, you can plug little things, you can run little things with it. You know, you can use DC to DCs to lower to 12 volts to lower the. You just, you know, you start with some small little battery pack, you know. Yeah, something to charge your phones is a thing that everyone needs, that everyone could use, and it will give you the, you know, all the basics of how batteries work, and, you know, yeah, something like that. What's your next project? Okay, what's my next project? So there's a ton of them. So the next project's to finish the PCB thing, and then build a Powerwall from beginning to end, make a video, then release the thing, widely released, right? Right now, it's kind of in beta still. There's a lot of you guys that kind of have questions. You guys, you know, you guys are like pioneers. You're like the guys that are testing the stuff for me, right? And you guys are building battery packs. Like, there's like more than, I don't even know now. I think there's like more than 10,000 of these PCB boards out there in the wild now. So there's some big batteries, there's some small batteries, there's a lot of people building stuff with them, and, you know, I still haven't even finished it. I'm still, you know, so busy doing other stuff that I have to take care of. But I should really be testing this one right now and figuring out if this is gonna work. And then if that's gonna work, then I gotta order all the parts and stuff, and then, you know, make a video kind of showing you guys how to use that. And then I'm gonna design another board that will tell you the state of charge of batteries and like the voltage and stuff. And that's not gonna be needed for everything. Like if you're gonna put a big, you know, Powerwall thing, then you're gonna want to use bigger meters and bigger stuff, right? But if you're just doing like a little pack, like in a briefcase or in a case or something, then you would need something like that, right? Particularly the one I'm interested in is the one that will show you the state of charge of each individual cell group. There's nothing like that other than, you know, those little ones that we're doing. Those little tiny ones, it's hard to buy. The other one is $30. I don't know, maybe we should. The thing is hard to get. That's the problem. It's the little Batco thing. It's great, but it's hard to get. It's $30, and you can only order like in China, and so it's not great. I need to be able to have something that's more attainable. Then the other big project is going to be my bus. So I'm going to have to change the battery on that, install it properly. So that's going to require me to design a custom-made PCB, and hopefully this is the year. I've been saying that for 6 months, and I still can't get enough time to build it, right? So those are the big projects that are coming. I have a bunch of projects scheduled with Tom. So we're gonna find a bunch of uses for some of those batteries that he's got. He's got a warehouse full of batteries, and we went and we discussed a bunch of projects. Now we're gonna implement them. The first one is gonna be this thing. Finish that one with all those cells, the pouch cells and stuff. Yeah, and then there's some other ones down the line or whatever. Would like to convert my Ranger to electric. What's your Ranger? What do you mean your Ranger? How about ceramic batteries? I don't know ceramic batteries. I never seen them. Also try Facebook groups. Yeah, Jehu's group by. What you doing with the Leaf batteries? Well, we're gonna be testing them just to see what, it's a random battery that they gave me, so I'm gonna test to see the capacity to see what because they're not 100%. They're not new cells. They're recycled. So I want to know. I think I'm probably gonna have to do all 7. So I probably have to test all 7, then do the capacity like average, right? So that you can have an idea of what you're gonna be getting, and then put them together in a pack. They gave me this little system to put it together with the BMS and stuff, so that you can make a 48 volt pack. Because those are really only good for that, right? Because they're 2S. So you can do multiples of 2, so you can do 10. 5, 10. No, actually not 5. You can do 6 or 8, which neither are good for 24 volts, but you can do 14, which is good. 12 or 14, which is good for 48 volts. I think 14 is probably better. So I have a 7, pack here thing that I'll be reviewing and showing you guys how to build a thing. And then they also have the bigger systems. But I think eventually they weren't ready for those, so that's coming down the line also. Okay, where are we? What batteries go on the bus? So I'm putting some 3600 milliamp hour batteries on the bus. They're like those LGs that I posted last week on my channel here. There's like 25 boxes left for those. So I bought a bunch of those, and I'm going to put those in there. And probably I'm going to put some of the NCR 18650s BDs too. Those are good batteries, and I can get them at a better price than anything else out there in the market. So I'll probably, use some of those. Can Nissan Leaf batteries be set up as 15S? No, it can, because their canisters have 2 pouches inside, so 2S, right? So you can do 14S or 16S or 12S, right? Multiples of 2. Oh, so you're doing a 4 Ranger pickup. Oh, yeah, you could do that. EV West already did one. There's a video online. Search EV West 4 Ranger pickup or pickup truck, electric pickup, something like that. It's one of the early videos that I did. I'm trying to make a charging board for 18650. I get it completed. Do you want to try it? Sure. I want to try it. The US stole it, really. Hi, I'm from Argentina. Sorry for the reoccurring question. Are there any update on the group buy of the VT6? I need them for my electric aircraft. I don't know what kind of update do you need. Did you order cells, or you want to order cells? You want to know when they will be available again? You need to elaborate more on that. If you order some, then yeah, just send me an email, jojack35, with your order number, and then I'll look at that. I don't recognize your name, and I've been looking at that list for a couple of weeks now. Do I have it open? No, I don't have it open. I would search it right here, but I don't have it open. Okay. Yeah, so elaborate more on that. Trying to get cells in Canada is proving difficult. Yeah. How to expand or extend capacity on Nissan Leaf SL 2013? Well, you have to add more battery. That's the only way. And I know that's, kind of generic or whatever, but I don't really know. I mean, you'd have to add battery to it or replace your current battery with bigger capacity battery, right? And both of those seem like really involved projects. It just depends how deep into the rabbit hole you want to go, right? And there's a lot of things that I don't know because I never done it and I have zero interest in Leafs because I don't think they're particularly attractive cars. At least they're not attracted to me. I know there's a ton of you guys that, and that's a question that I keep getting, like, how do I change my Leaf battery pack? And I'm like, I don't know. I can't help you because I haven't done it myself. I don't know the particulars of it. Want to do grid tie, but I have to apply with the utility company. Can just do plug and play. Yes, that is the case everywhere, pretty much. The utilities want to know if you're gonna plug into their grid, and yeah, you gotta have it permitted. Yeah, it's a big thing. It's a big process. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm looking for a good source in Portland, Oregon for batteries. Oh, in Portland, Oregon. I don't know if there's some in Portland, Oregon. Are Lido Kala 18650 batteries fakes? A lot of them are. I was able to order some that were real, and I could tell they were real because I did a lot of testing on them. And I have those in my kit. Yeah, see the 35Es right here I put them up there because I'm like, these are legit, I tested them and they test exactly like they're identical to the 35Es that I got from other, more legit sources and stuff. So I posted them there just for you guys, any of you guys that might be interested in ordering Lido Kala batteries. But those were ones that I ordered from like 10 different sources, and most of them were fake. Clearly fake. These ones, they look legit and they tested legit. So they're, so I think there's a high likelihood that these are legit, right? Because they can get, I don't know. Because you could, but the thing is that if you that was my problem, that I wanted to get a no-name or OEM battery because, well, you could trust it, right? It wasn't trying to fake you into a name brand battery, right? Lido Kala, it's kind of trying to fake you into, right? These ones are like, they put the labels like they're like LG batteries and, all the name brand, and they just put the Lido Kala in front of it, right? But yeah, it's like, how do you trust someone that it's like lying on some stuff and doesn't lie? And it's like, I don't even know who Lido Kala is. I don't know if these other people are faking that like they're Lido Kala. So there's other people that are, because they become popular. Who knows? It's just the unknown, right? So I'd rather take someone that it's not so obvious that is lying to me, and that's why I started doing those Revolt cells. And those turn out to be okay. They're testing good. They're around nearing 300 cycles, and they're still holding their capacity and stuff. The problem is that, well, I lost my contact with them, and I don't even know, which one of the factories in China it is. There's a couple of people that are trying to figure it out. I have the spreadsheet, the spec sheet. Maybe I'll publish that one so that you guys can maybe. A lot of it is in Chinese, so maybe we'll be able to tell which thing is. But the thing is with them, one batch was good. The first batch, 15,000 cells that came, it was okay. It wasn't packaged right. We had to repackage everything. But then the second batch they came and they weren't good. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, quality control is always going to be an issue, I think, with China, right? So you have to find ways to make sure that they're good. And and they knew. We told them, like, look, you ship us bad product, that'll be the last order. You know what I mean? Like, we will know right away, yeah. And pretty sure we did know. We found out. I think the second batch was much smaller. It was like 3,000 cells, and I think we didn't ship it, and we refunded everyone. Or I think, at least I hope we refunded everyone. But then I don't know if we shipped the batteries, but I don't know what happened to the batteries, right? Because my partner was in charge of that, so I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if I don't know if you would ship them back. That wouldn't make sense, right? Like, how much would it cost to ship them back? But anyways, they didn't make them, and we were supposed to go to China and kind of figure it out and stuff. Let's see. Where should I send it? Where should I send it, Gidget Man? Send me an email, jhoodjack35. I'll give you my address there. I don't want to put it here because, you know, it's not gonna be good. Can you show us a preview of the leaf pack you made? Yeah, it's in the picture. It's in the thumbnail of this video. Check it out there. If I was born in 1995, will that make me stupid? Like my uncle said. I don't know. I don't think it matters when you were born. I think it matters, you know, what you do and what you think and how you think. Portland was try when look used to live there, moved to NorCal about 4 months ago. There you go. I look tired? Yeah, probably I am tired. I haven't been able to sleep lately. I've been doing I've been contacting all those suppliers in China, right? And I think, well, they're coming in while we're going to sleep, right? So I've been staying up late, you know, getting them to ship, because it turns out I didn't have all the supplies to ship all pending orders. Most of it was there, right? But I was out some stuff, and so I had to order that, and so I had to like negotiate with them, because I'm just some guy for them. They don't know that I've been ordering, you know, tens of thousands of these little things, you know, because it wasn't me, it was my partner, right? So I had to kind of, you know, let them know that it was, you know, I had been ordering all the stuff to someone else that I need to the same pricing and stuff, and you know, there was a lot of back and forth and stuff, so maybe that's why I've been staying up. You would need a BMS so you don't drain them too low, and you need to correct amperage push button switch. Yes, that would be a thing that a lot of people would need. Well, most of them. Have you ever looked into 4 hybrid batteries? No, I never been attracted to those, because there are hybrid batteries, and those batteries are smaller, and so all the hybrid vehicles, they kind of beat up their batteries because they use a tiny little battery and they push it really hard. So by the time they come to the recycling thing or whatever, those batteries are gone, like they're dead. They're just like they're not useful anymore. As opposed to having a full electric vehicle with a much bigger battery, then it gets a much lighter duty, you know, life, and so there's much more usable at the end of its life. And so that's why full, you know, EV batteries like the Leafs, like all these other cars, you know, are much more attractive to me. Yeah, for some reason. And then usually because it's a full battery pack, like people on eBay or whatever, they're trying to sell that for much higher prices. So $300, $400, $500 a kilowatt hour, right? Because it's just a full battery. It's not just like partial battery. Where, you know, when you get a Leaf battery or whatever, it's like, you know, it's 4 or 5 times bigger in capacity. It's much more battery. So then they sell it for about the same price. And then when you price it out, there's like, oh yeah, I'm paying only $200 per kilowatt hour. And now for the Leafs with this one, I think we're under like either 150 a kilowatt hour or 100 or 150. I don't know. I have to go and look at the prices. I haven't even had time to do that. But yeah, that's what's happening with those 4 hybrid batteries. They're just not that attractive. They're kind of always too expensive. Ooh, Richard Adams. How are you constructing the packs for the bus? What are you using for bus bars and fuse wire? Oh, that's gonna be interesting. So I'm actually gonna use circuit boards. Not like this, because this is not very efficient. So PCBs are made of what is it? Fiberglass, right? It's like yeah, it's a fiberglass that is, it's dense and it's heavy. So for my bus, I think I'm gonna be somewhere around 5 to 6,000 cells. So in order to hold, if I were to do them like this, it would be crazy amount, right? It would be like 1,000 of these boards. And if you were to weight 1,000 of these boards, it's quite a bit. So I don't want to do that design. For a power wall, this is fine because it goes in the wall. Who cares how heavy it is, right? But because on a car, you want to be, energy dense, as energy dense as you can, then I'm going to use PCBs, but I'm going to use them different. They're going to be on the sides. They're going to be on the, on the anode and the cathode side and not on the side like this, right? But they're still, I think I am going to build full modules, with like 30 cells in series. So one module with like 100 cells or 90 cells? 90 cells probably, that's what I'm going to have to do. 3S, 30, no, 3P, yeah, 30S. That would be 90 cells, right? So, it'll be like a standalone pack. And it's going to have the same thing. It's going to have all the balancing leads that I can just daisy chain to the next one, right? And that will allow me to, go slowly, right? Like, each individual module is going to be its own battery pack. It's just everything's going to be parallel. And there's a lot of benefits and there's a lot of drawbacks to that. But, hopefully when I start making videos about that, I'll explain why I'm going to go with that design and the benefits of them. And so, that's what I'm having planned. That's what I'm planning now to do. Will I be able to execute that? We'll see. I mean, I've been thinking about it for long enough, right? Should be able to foresee most of the challenges that are coming. Got my Nissan because I got a Ford Expedition and was drinking gas like Gatorade, so I'm saving. But with 80%, I only get 60 miles, but I will add, like you did with your Samba, add a trailer with batteries. So if you were to do that, then you would basically get an entirely second leaf pack, right? And then you could just parallel that battery to the one on board, right? So the easiest way would be to take your leaf battery out, then drill holes, and then put whatever, like another connector or whatever to connect straight into. Oh, wait a minute. No, you don't have to do that. Wait, would you have to do that? Yeah, you would have to do that to the terminal, to the battery terminal, so that all the circuitry that is designed to measure that, like all the stuff, it's you have to go before all of that. That would be the easiest way, right? You connect 2 more cables, you connect an extra plug into your battery, and then you connect the second battery into that. You make sure they're about the same state of charge. You plug it in, bam. Then all of a sudden you just doubled your capacity on your car. Your car hopefully won't know, right? Hopefully like it uses like a voltage as a state of charge instead of counting amp hours. Because if it counts amp hours, right, once you're it knows that it only has 80 amp hours or whatever, then your battery is, at 0% state of charge, then it's going to keep happening even if you still have, another 80 amp hours because you have second battery connected to it, right? But I think usually these cars are smarter, so they will take voltage more or also voltage into account. And so if that's the case, then it will know that the voltage is still high enough that the car can keep going. And it's just gonna go twice as, or whatever, more, right? So that's an experiment that you should try. You always run the risk of ruining your good battery, but if you're successful, then you run around on the only leaf that has a secondary battery. You have twice as much as any other leaf around. If you want to do it, let me know. I have access to leaf full battery packs, right? But again, they're at the recycling center, so something went wrong with them. I don't know what it is, but maybe you'd be able to put a good one. Well, you wouldn't need them. You would just need the actual cells to be good. That's the only thing. What would be the best solar panel setup? I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to answer that because there's so many of them and I have so little experience with them. I only installed a few of them, and you know, they're hard. They're hardly the best. They were the best for what I wanted to do with them, you know. But I don't know. The best for me would probably not be the best for you. How do I have a solar battery connected to the house when it's not charging? How do I have a solar battery connected to the house when it's not charging? What? I don't understand that question. Tesla's Powerwall is an AC coupled device. So it's a battery that has a charger and a inverter built in. So then both the charger and inverter are connected to the AC and to the wiring of your house. And then you tell the battery when to charge or when to discharge, when to push power into your wiring, into your house, or when to suck energy from your wiring, from your house wiring. That's how Tesla's Powerwall is. So it's essentially a standalone thing. You could totally put that battery connected to the nearest plug. You know, of course they don't. They hardwire it. But you could put you could put a plug and then plug it in, and then you tell it like during the day when there's sun, if you have solar panels and there's surplus energy, then it just sucks energy from the wiring, right? And so all the energy from the sun, instead of going to the grid, it goes into your battery. So that's the easiest way, and that's why a lot of people ask me why have like all these inversions, you know, why go from DC on the solar panels to AC and then back to DC to put it into the battery. You know, it's like, couldn't you just go DC to DC? And it's like, yes, you could, but there's a lot of benefits from going, you know, doing all those conversions because the standards, right? The house wiring is already AC. You don't have to run extra wires to put all these devices. Then you can just use a normal wiring. You know, the grid is already AC, so it makes sense that if you want to use that, you would want to have it AC also, right? So there are compelling reasons to have all those conversions going that way. And so, yeah, hopefully that answered the question. Okay, let's see. Oh, 222. Pedro Arujo says, hello from Portugal. Welcome. Just proper size copper. Let's see. How do you match your batteries with your motor in an electric car? Ooh, let's think about that one. How do you match? So, it's pretty easy actually. You'd have to look at your motor and then see how much power it takes to run your motor. All right? Take the AC50 for example. The AC50 is coupled with a 80 kilowatt inverter, right? Controller, right? And so that's the bottleneck right there, right? That motor can operate at higher than 80 kilowatt because that's the peak of that inverter. Now you could use another controller, right? But because that's a system that is designed and characterized for that one motor, so it's just sell as a kit, right? So now you know that motor could use up to 80 kilowatt. So then you have to look at your batteries, right? If you're going to be using batteries that could do 10C, right? Like if you want to, you know, yeah, if you're using batteries, you know, yeah, there's some batteries that can do 10C, right? And that means they can do 10 times their capacity. So that means that you get 85 or 80 kilowatt, and you divide that by 10. So then that's the smallest battery you can have, because then that battery will be able to provide full power to that motor, right? But let's say you don't. Most batteries are not 10C, right? Most 18650s are not. Most 18650s, for example, are 3C, right? That's sort of the max that they can give you. So then you'd have to divide 80, you know, into 3, and then that's your smallest size that you can have, that you should have to be able to provide full power. What's that? 80 divided by 3? Yeah, so you're talking about a 26 kilowatt hour battery, right? Because at 3C you're doing 80 kilowatt. So that's one way if you're trying to just have a battery that can provide the power for your motor. Now, if you want to do, 26, depending on the vehicle, depending on the shape of the vehicle, the weight of the vehicle, there's a ton of variables. Then you're gonna have to figure out what your energy consumption is, right? Because I mean, it's capable of 80C, but that doesn't mean that it's always using, 80 kilowatts, right? But you have to kind of figure out what your vehicle is going to be using. And if you need 100 miles of range in your vehicle, then, aside from figuring out what's the smallest battery pack that you can have that can provide full power, then you'll start trying to get, the energy consumption, the average energy consumption per mile times 100, and then that should be your smallest battery pack that you should have, not to provide full power, but to actually make it where you're going. And usually that's going to be higher than your full power pack size, minimum pack size. So it just depends, the kind of car that you're building and what purpose if it's a race car, or you need high performance out of it, then you're going to try to go for the smallest battery size that can provide the full power, right? For the thing that you need. If you just need 2 laps, then you just need a battery can do 3 laps at full power, and that should be your. But if you're just a daily driver that needs to go, 100 miles of range, then it's going to be a different criteria to pick your battery. But that's how you think about this stuff, right? You look at energy consumption, and you look at your batteries, how much they can do, and what can supply that. So. Let's see here. How do I get in contact with you? At the moment, I think I have about 280 Tesla cells at best capacity. If you don't mind, mix when I have certain capacities. Oh, I hope that's for someone else. All right, let's see. What else is happening? Send me a message request on Facebook, Mike. So you guys, a lot of you guys. Motorhome is going to need a lot of juice. Yes, it's a big car. And by the way, you could use the gas consumption, right? So, well, it's good. Yeah, you totally could. You totally could use the gas consumption in a car, right? So let's say you had a car and it uses X amount of gallons of gasoline. You should be able to convert that into kilowatt hours, right? Of course, there's a lot of variances there. And you'd have to figure out a bunch of variables, like for example, how efficient your vehicle is, because if it uses 1 tank or 1 gallon of gasoline, for example, then it just burned through 33 kilowatt hours of energy, right? But that's the energy that's in the gasoline. But your motor didn't see that, or your motor didn't use the motor didn't put that into the wheels, right? Because most cars are about 30% efficient, right? Most of that energy goes into heat. The rest goes into, rotational energy. So first you have to figure that. But once you figure that, then you would be able to figure out, what your energy consumption would be in that vehicle. If the same variable stayed the same, like the same weight of the vehicle, and the trip that you use to figure all that stuff, right? So yeah, there's a way you can do it. What's better for a Powerwall, 18650 or 38120 supercells? And what's safer? Well, those are 2 completely different batteries. 18650, well, 18650s they come in energy dense batteries and power dense batteries, so they come in different versions, right? And that's why it's one of the most versatile, one of the best cells that exists today. Where the 38120s are these niche thing that is low production, It's more like a power cell, like those ones that we have right up there, that Tom sells every once in a while. So those usually, they don't, the quality control, I think that the quality is like, it's not as good as the 18650s, right? You get a higher percentage of weird batteries, or quality issues with them. So yeah, I'd say, I mean, if you have access to 38120s cheaply, I'd say use them. Why not? But if you're buying a thing and you're investing money, I'd stay with the 18650s. Those are for a while going to be the best batteries, just because they're the most produced, because there's a wider variety of them, and that's because they're everywhere. And so those are going to be the cheapest cells that you can find. Other than like this, automotive batteries, those are the cheapest right now. Yeah, but I think the best ones are 18650s, which is weird because no one else using them other than Tesla, right? It's weird how they're not using them. Have you moved over to mostly spot welding 18650s? Well, I don't really solder too many cells, right, anymore. Like, here's the weird thing. I started my battery journey years ago. I want to say 3-4 years ago or something. Oh, well, more than that, I think. More than that. And so the videos that are very popular out there are old. And I started figuring that stuff out back then, right? So, everyone else, it's kind of catching up. Like I'm doing a lot of things my way, and people are criticizing. Look, when I first said like I'm gonna solder a bunch of batteries, take them out of like battery packs and stuff, like computer, laptop, dead battery. People were like, "You're crazy. That's never gonna work." And I'm like, "Oh, watch me. I'm gonna do this thing, right?" So then eventually it did, and eventually a bunch of you guys are doing it. So a lot of you guys are still doing that. You go into like the groups in Facebook and stuff, and there's just littered with people that are soldering cells and using those little clips and stuff, right? But that's what I was doing 3 years ago. I'm past that now. Like, I'm designing my own PCB now, and I'm doing these things here, right? I'm also getting a lot of criticism for this. There's a ton of people that are like, it will never work. It's too messy. It's too hard to change cells. It's too expensive. It's like, you name it, right? They can't see, right? These people are stuck in what I was doing 2 years ago. So I don't do that anymore. I don't solder a bunch of battery packs anymore. I'm doing these. I'm building these sort of stuff, right? It's gonna take a while for you guys to catch into that. I think it's happening faster, right? There's 10,000 of these boards even before I completely figure it out or whatever. Yeah, so I think I'm going to skip the whole, well, no, I think on my bus I will do spot welding, right? So I think one side, the fuse wire is going to be probably soldered into the PCB, and then it's going to be spot welded into the cell. So I think, yeah, I'm still going to be spot welding into those modules. And hopefully, yeah, I'll be able to show you how to do that. Because I think it's the best way to do it in an automotive, setting or whatever. Let's see how to connect small and big battery in series and charge them. Well, no, you can. You have to have equally sized batteries in series. The capacity has to be the same. So it could be one cell to multiple cells, but if the capacities have to be the same. You can mix and match, like, right? I mean, people say you can, but those are the reasons why you can, because they're usually, if they're different kinds of battery, different chemistry battery, then there's different voltages, there's different characteristics, right? But if you were able to match them or whatever, you could charge stuff in series. Yeah, you just kind of have to know what you're doing and pay attention to the voltages and the rates at which you're charging batteries, and you just can't exceed the recommended for any of them or whatever. But you can. You should be able to. My RV gets 5 miles per gallon. Oh my lord. That's so crazy. Okay, what is that? Okay, so it's 5 miles per gallon. So it's 33 divided by 5. All right. So that means you're using 6.6 kilowatt of energy per mile. Oh my god, that's insane. So to compare that, that's 6,600 watt hours per mile, right? So my bus does 1 mile with 300 watt hours, and that's usually what Tesla is. I think somewhere around like 350 to, and I think the Model 3 it's lower than that. It's probably like around 250 watt hours per mile. So yeah, so 6,000. So let's see, divided by what, 250? Yeah, so basically the so the Model S or the Model 3, it's about 26.4 times more efficient than your RV. That's so crazy. Anyone know where I can find an inverter that can output 220 volts and 30 amp continuous? I seem to only able to find ones with 110 volt output plugs. Well, it's split phase or like single phase, because they're both. In Europe has single phase 220s. In the US, you're gonna have to get dual phase, and those are gonna be usually bigger, right? So you're talking about 4 kilowatt hours, Magna Signs, all of those Schneiders, all those companies make those bigger ones. But yeah, 30 amps, 30 amp, what would that be? 30 amp, 220. What is that? Ooh, yeah, you're talking about 6.6 kilowatt. Yeah, that's a big inverter. I think Tom had some, but they were the European size, right? The European kind. So there was only one phase, and there were 220, and so we were thinking like, I think he was like contemplating getting them or something, and I'm like, we can't use them. You can use them for like powering like a single thing, like an AC or something. And he was like, yeah, I don't know if he ended up getting them, but like they were new in the box or something, and there was a bunch of them or something. I think Outback 8048 can do 220 at 30. It's about $7,500. Yep. Where can I get a BMS 48 volt 14S for a Nissan Leaf battery pack? eBay, AliExpress. You might even be able to do it on Amazon. I will link the one that they use for here. I don't know the specific model number or whatever, but I will when I release this video thing here for that thing. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It's the one. That's the fancy. Well, I don't know. It's the one that you can get like a little screen for it, and I think you can do like a USB, no USB, Bluetooth, maybe Bluetooth with like a thing. Yeah, it's one of those fancy ones from China or whatever. I guess I could test it. See, put it through space and see how well it works. For all BW Beetles. Oh my god, it just went. Okay. Does an EV West offer an electric conversion kit? Yes, there is. It's probably, yeah, it's just an AC50 with everything that you need, a contactor box and the cables and the crimps and the Expert Pro, that is that little battery meter, even battery boxes and batteries. I think they have the kit without the batteries and they have the kit with batteries. So, yeah. Let's see here. Let's look at that inverter. Ooh, look at that one. Ames power, 7,000 watt, 24 volt. Oh, but that's a 24 volt. Oh, is that? Yeah. You didn't say what voltage on the DC side. To 240 volt AC industrial power inverter. Is that a dual size? Let's see. Ah, there we go. DC input to a 240 volt AC single phase. So yeah, keep in mind that that's a single phase 240 or 220 volt. This would be useful for running a single device that runs on 220, but you can, everything here in the States, runs, it's $1,000. There we go. There we go. Let me close that one in here. Okay. Do you know where to find a computer like in the Tesla that would switch between charging batteries and powering the house, etc.? Do you know where to find a computer like the Tesla that between charging batteries and powering the house? No. No one's, I mean, other than them or proprietary systems, no one's developed one. You could probably make one out of like a bunch of like products, Yeah, like an Arduino, and you can program it to flip switches and relays and stuff and do all the stuff. Yeah, it can be done, but I don't know of anyone that's done it. It's usually some development time, and I don't know how to program stuff. I would probably have a bunch of stuff like that if I knew how to do that, but I tend to like gravitate towards stuff that's already kind of made and there's no programming required, right? Yeah, I don't know anything about programming. Let's see here. Is there a definitive video I can watch that explains how to build an electric car and all the parts? Oh, not for me, not yet. I was working on that 2 years ago and I never published it because parts change so quickly. So it was hard, We build a car with using a certain type of battery, and then I took the job of doing the conversion myself, and that took months. I don't know, a couple months or something. And then I was like, just edit my video in my free time, right? And then I'm like, it turns out like, no, you can't edit a video in a free time. It's like it's a full-time job editing a video. It's like incredible long, So it's kind of halfway made, and then now the batteries are not even available. And I was missing, I was relying on someone else to give me info and graphics and stuff for how to build the batteries and stuff, and I could never, orchestrate that whole thing. So that video just kind of stayed undone. And so it's there. I should probably finish it. I talked to Michael about it, and then he said that even if those batteries are not available anymore, it would still be helpful because you would see how a car was built once using, those batteries and those processes or whatever. So maybe, yeah, we'll finish it. It would be great because maybe he would pay me because he didn't pay me because I didn't finish it, right? Yeah, but other than that, no, it's just a bunch of like little nuggets here and there. It's like converting a car. It's a very extensive process. So, and there's the variables are just crazy, right? There's like so many ways you can go about it and stuff. So yeah, definitely there's not one that I've made. I should, but I do what I can. I try my best, and in my best, it's not in the cards for me yet. Scott House says, thanks for answering our questions. You sell shirts and any merch. Oh, I do have merch. Wait, am I? Oh yeah, look at that. This is the PCV kits. Where's my merch? You gotta go into the kit. By the way, guys, I don't know if you know. Ooh, look at that. That one day we got a lot of views. I don't know if you guys seen all the trouble or all the drama with Patreon. Here's my merch. View the kit. I guess Patreon is like deplatforming people that they don't agree with. And they were supposed to kind of stick with the thing. That was the reason why Patreon is there, so that you could get paid, because YouTube wasn't paying, right? And YouTube was taking the ability away from people to make money, right? If you said the wrong thing, then they would like demonetize your video. So they're like, we won't do that. Except now they're doing it, right? And so a lot of people are like fleeing. They're canceling their Patreon accounts and all other stuff. And I mean, Patreon doesn't play a big part of my model, right, of my thing. But I know a lot of people that do. They're like, oh, geez, a lot of people have like, it's like 80-90% of their income is through Patreon, right? So there's hinging on, on something that might not survive. Patreon might not survive this because they're kind of doubling down. They're like, yeah, I don't know. They just, there's some issues there that are legit or whatever. So anyways, I just saw that they bought Kit. And Kit is this website that I'm using to aggregate links, right? It's like kind of a way to have a website without having a website, without having to make a website. And they just bought it. And so I don't know, what that's going to happen. They might just kill it. That might have been a bad thing because if Patreon goes down, then Kit goes down. And whatever. I mean, it's not like there's no other way to have a website, right? I just have to make a real website. So anyways, that's the link for my merch and all my shirts that I have. Thank you, Scott, for that. Have you ever heard of the brand Phobal? I bought a cheap Phobal inverter for $26. I don't know if it's any good. It's supposed to put out 700 to 800 continuous watts. $26. No, I don't know that one. Yeah, let us know how it goes. Put it through its paces, see if it survives. By the way, speaking of cheap inverters, I still have my $100, eBay grid tie inverters running. Those are producing energy every day. When the sun comes out, they start pumping into my wiring here, and so they're saving me money, right? I installed 3 of them, and 1 out of the 3, the fan died, and so I kind of caught it. One day I was like checking it out, and I noticed that it was hotter than the other 2, and I looked into it, and the fan wasn't running, and I think it's just the fan. If I were to replace the fan, then it would be fine. Usually that's what happens. The fan all gives out, and then it just overheats, and it just fries itself, right? But I caught it, so I think... So yeah, you just kind of, I guess, 2 out of 3. It's not bad for $100 inverters. And I'm running them... they're 1,000 watts, right, max. So I'm running them at max like 600 watts. Like full sun... direct in the summer, it's probably somewhere around 600 watts that they can push. I think that's the key. You gotta stay well below the thing, and then that way, it won't fry. Jehu, I want to make a Tesla solar generator. How hard battery inverters? What's a Tesla solar generator? I mean, I know what those words mean. I just don't know how they go together. I know how to make a solar generator. I just don't know if I know how to make a Tesla solar generator. You mean like a Tesla branded solar generator? Like if we just put a Tesla logo on it? Or I don't understand what that means, highway robbery. Let's see here. Oh. 84 volts, 16, okay, let's see. Jay, your fan time isn't working. Oh, sorry, I just haven't had time for 2 months. 2 months? Yeah, for 2 months, I was like, I'm not gonna do fan time because I'm too busy. I thought about putting some today, but I'm still really busy today. Maybe I gotta finish these videos. I just don't have time. Maybe the second half of this month, I'll put some time slots out there to start doing the fan time again. It's been crazy. This December, yeah, it was crazy. It was just a lot of work. Jehu, I bought the shirt you wore last week. Oh, which one is that? Oh, I gotta get the newer ones. I forget to order one, and I never even order it. I put it out there and I just didn't never order it. I hope you have a closet full of them shirts. You wear it every week. Oh yeah, so I do. I have every color. So I didn't know which. Yeah, because they all different. You know what I mean? Like in some, even if they're the same brand, like if you get the blue one, if you get the black one, like you might like the blue one, but the black one is like doesn't fit you the same. You know, it's like they're weird, like they're different. So I just pretty much bought like all the designs like in every color and every like there's like different qualities of shirts or whatever, just to see which ones I would like. And then some of them they were like really bad and I really didn't like them, and so then I took those down, right? And I only left the ones that are like good quality, you know, shirts, and they were too expensive or whatever. Yeah, so I definitely do have a ton of these. I've ordered a bunch of them. And some I don't like. And the only way to know which ones you don't like is by buying one and wearing it. Ooh, let's see. What is this? Cheap Chinese fans have bad bearings that fail all the time. Yep. Tried twice. How do you get on your Facebook group? Closed group. Oh, you just gotta... Yeah, you just gotta submit a thing. Oh, let's see. Let's look in the Facebook group right now. Actually, I used to like instantly accept everyone, but I haven't been very active there. Let's see. Yeah, put on the thing that you want to join, and then... Hey. Moderate group? Let's see. Is there this? Oh, look at that. Oh, I see. That's why. So there is another moderator, Sai Fuchigami. He approved 41 member requests at 7 today at 7 p.m. And then he deleted some people. Look at that. And then he approved 45 member requests. So he's been approving them. Okay. Yeah. So there's accounts being approved. I wonder if maybe there's something that he looks at yours and doesn't allow, you know. Yeah. I wonder what. You should try to do it right now and then I can approve you. If I like what I see. It is a closed group, but you know, yeah, I usually approve everyone. Tried twice, huh? Jehu, I want to make okay, so I already did that one. I want to use the Tesla battery to make portable power bank. I want to use a Tesla battery to make a portable power bank. Oh, I see. I get you. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you'd have to... Oh, man. Okay, so I actually have an inverter here. Well, let me test it. I actually need... Well, there we go. That'll be the second project. I actually need 2 projects to use with those Tesla battery packs. And I hadn't thought about using one for a portable power supply, but I have the inverter right here and I have 2 modules right there, so why not? Let me try it and then I tell you. So basically the hard thing would be to get an inverter that works on 6S, because that's a 6S cell, right? Like the 24 volts are gonna work really good on 7S. So one thing is just to get a regular inverter and just not use the full battery pack, right? Because it's gonna run, the voltage is gonna go low before the battery kind of runs out of power. But because it's such a large battery, right, 5.3 kilowatt hours, then that might be okay. You might be able to use that. So I have a 3,000 watt inverter right here that can pair that up and that'll run it just fine. Yeah. So that would be one way to prevent from over discharging the battery too. So let me test it. I mean, do a thing, do some tests. And then that might be the way to do it. Other than that, then you could probably... I know that someone ordered special not special. You can order custom like inverters from China. You can tell, the suppliers like, hey, I want it to quit at this voltage, and I want it to go all the way to this other voltage. And they usually are like, oh yeah, I'll tell my tech to do it, and they do like custom. You can order a 36 volt inverter, a 30 volt inverter. You can order customized inverters to your voltage, right? And so I think someone else was doing that, and I don't know if they were doing it and then putting the link to where you can buy them, or they were like ordering them, getting them in, and then like selling them to you, right? But that's another route that we can go, and I think I'm gonna have to do that because we have a couple packs with Tom that he has a lot of them, and they're kind of a weird voltage, and so there's no way to using them as a power wall other than if we get a specialized inverter. So we might have to do that and go that route and order some, and then once I go through that process, then I should be able to share with you guys and tell you how to do it. But I think wait, I lost my train of thought. I think it's not that hard. I think you could do it. Shouldn't be that hard. There's a senator that used a Model S battery to store his solar energy. Oh yeah, I saw that story. Never buy a sleeve bearing fan. They die quick. Buy ones with fluid bearings, ball bearings, or yeah, that's true. Sometimes it doesn't say though, right? Lion 84 volts and 16 volt battery pack with BMS in series. Give total 100 volt battery pack. How do I charge it? How to charge it? Each pack charger or both of them with a 100 volt charger. So one is 80 volts and the other one is 16 volts. But are the cells the same? With the BMS in series. Yeah. I mean, if the cells are the same size, right? It's just one group has more cells than the other one to make up 84 volts, and the other one is only 4 cells to make up, or 16. By the way, are those voltages the nominal voltages, or are those the fully charged voltages? Yeah, you should be able to either way. I have 30 cells that are 3.7 volt nominals, and I use a big charger that charges at 126 volts. So you should be able to do that in here too, or have individual chargers, one for 84 and one for 16. But why would you want to do that? If it's connected as a pack, you should be able to do it that way. Just join the group and answer the questions if there's any. Yeah, there's no questions. I just accept anybody. I joined the group the other day. Great group. All right, Morgan, welcome to the group. Greetings from the Philippines. I'm your #1 fan here. Stephen T, thank you for that. Are you sure? I think I have another super fan in the Philippines. It asked me to provide a website. Kevin, you're trying to join a different group, Kevin. Are you sure you're trying to join my group? Let's see. Yeah, I don't ask. Oh, look at that. There's 13 people wanting to join the group right now. Look, Kevin. Here we go. Here's the link. Join to... This is the group. You might be confusing me with the other group. There's another group. They're my competitors. They're my nemesis. Greetings from Germany. Facebook link, please. Okay, so then I just give you the... it's called Jehu's Parallel Group. Scroll up in chat. Okay, yeah, there we go. He put the link. Someone posted a link. Thanks. Okay. Hi, Reverie. Oh, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, we'll do that. So I actually want to do that soon. That's another one of the projects that I have. It's to build a power wall, a small power wall, right? It's just a battery pack, basically. Yeah, I guess now I can do a. Oh my god, how cool would that be? Well, it's gonna be. So the other thing is, I saw a couple of YouTubers trying to do like a gas tank for an electric car, right? Everybody wants that. It's like, how do I, if I run out of gas, what's the equivalent of a gas tank where you can like, fill your tank up just to get to the gas station? Is there the equivalent of that for electrics? And there isn't. No one makes one, right? So I thought, well, it's simple. You just need a battery with an inverter that can charge the car, right? Yeah, it's gonna take hours or whatever, but you can put it on there. If you have a pack that can put out some power and an inverter like this, like a 3 kilowatt inverter like this one, then it'll do it kind of quick. It'll give you 1, 2 to 3 miles or whatever in 20 minutes or 30 minutes or something. So I need to build that, and I need to show people how to make it, because now there's 1,000 new Model 3s a week. So that's going to be a thing that people might find interesting and stuff. So yeah, I got to do that quick. We got to do your thing. Okay. 10 more minutes, and then we call it quits here. The Senator replaces lead-acid system with wrecked Tesla Model S batteries. Yeah. Which, by the way, someone posted that Senator is also one that doesn't really believe in, like, climate change, I think. Or he's pushed, like, legislation that is, like, not green, or I don't know. I don't know. Who knows who to believe, right? Like, wait, the Senator could not use the power because they are not rated for off-grid? What does that mean? What do you mean they're not rated for off-grid? Who's rating them? And what kind of specs do they have to meet for off-grid? Can someone near northern Indiana, southern Michigan help me convert my 98 or 88 Ford Festiva to electric? Ooh, that's interesting. I just applied. Oh, let's see. There we go. You just applied. Let's look at the thing. 16 people. Okay, we're gonna accept all these people here. Approve all. Confirm. Bam. You guys should all be approved. What are we doing here in the group? How are we doing? Events members. Let's see. Suggested groups. Wanted friend, boyfriend, and girlfriend. It's got over 1 million members. That's their ads or whatever. There's there's a group that's called Wanted Friend, Boyfriend, and Girlfriend. Anybody needs a friend, a boyfriend, or a girlfriend? You guys might want to join that group. Look at that, 13,571. Woo! We're getting out there. Yeah, this month I haven't been active here, so it's slowed down. But you guys, there's a lot of you guys building stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of inspiration. If you want to be inspired by what people are doing, you got to look at all the projects there. Don't want to join your competition. Yeah, they're not super friendly to people that are just getting into the hobby. I tell you that. They're like, they're just like, they criticize everyone. They criticize me. They're like, tell me I don't know what I'm doing. And they're right, I don't know what I'm doing. But, I mean, these guys are the guys that are 2 years behind. They're doing what I was doing 2 years ago. And now they're like, no, this is the only way to do it. And that's it, and they forgot that they got it from me. That's the worst part, There's like, hey, listen, like, I was doing this 4 years ago. It's like, you copied from the guy that copied me. Like, I'm telling you, this is the new way. And they're like, nope. Here's the way. Let's see. The other group we don't talk about. It's like there you go. What are the requirements to the ship for shipping batteries? Oh my god, everything. You gotta your name has to start with the letter E or D, and you must have been born on Tuesday on a leap year. You have to take classes to learn how to handle hazmat. You got to put stickers on the boxes that are of certain size. They can't be crooked. They have to be a certain amount of distance from the edge of the box. They can't overlap with the box. It has to be ground. It can't be on cargo planes. Oh, actually, no. Is that? No, it doesn't have to be ground. Or does it? No, it doesn't have to be ground. It could be air, but it has to be on cargo planes. It's crazy. There's a ton of them. You have to put a phone number in there that someone's gonna answer. If they don't answer, you can be fined $75,000. It's a crazy thing. The boxes have to be class 9. Well, some of them, I don't know. Depends on how many batteries, how big of a batteries. There's a ton of variables. In class 9 boxes, it's got to be double wall with like space on the top and on the bottom and all around. Crazy. I don't recommend it. Has anyone ever used Pure Sign Kunwewa? Pure Sign wave inverter board? I can't seem to find any real specs on it. Looks so DIY, it makes me want to try it. Oh, those are the ones that they sell without the transformers, right? I think so. So here's the weird thing. I saw a cheap Chinese inverter that someone had, and they took it apart for some reason. And I was looking at the circuit boards inside, and I thought like, well, that's interesting. That looks almost exactly the same as those boards that they sell separate without the thing. And I thought, like, I wonder if they're the same. They're just like, instead of putting it in the box, they're like, here, you can also buy the individual parts. I haven't tried to find, like, anyone to see if anyone's found the right... and they use toroidal transformers, right? So you just have to find that transformer or the specs, and then you can find it. Someone must have already found it and then posted somewhere, and then you can just order them. And then basically you're just buying the guts of an inverter, and then, to put it inside your own case. The problem with that is that it wasn't split phase. It was kind of a big, I think it was like 4,000, 5,000 watts or something, but it was a single phase. So, yeah, it's, for off-grid stuff, I guess is great. They're useful, I guess, but... Let's see. Make it look like gas can, too. I thought about it, making a thing. That's so crazy. So if it uses 300 watt hours per mile, and so that means I only need 1 kilowatt. Right? I only need 1 kilowatt hour. So that means if I use... it's still kind of a big battery. It's like... of those pouches. Yeah, because then they can push that power really fast into the tank, right? So in 10 minutes, you can have like 3 more miles or something. Just to make it to the thing. You don't want a big, giant one. You know what I mean? Like... because then that's a lot of extra weight that you're carrying in your car or whatever. Wait, what? I'm starting to play with the lipo pouches, but I need to find some good flux for aluminum. Any recommendations? What? You're going to try to weld on the aluminum? Oh, man. You talking about Javier? No, Javier. Why? What happened to Javier? Del australiano. Yes. Yes. Let's see. Oh, someone, okay. The Aussie group? The Aussie. Wait, why am I... This thing is still showing me when I was showing you my shirt. Is that crazy or what? Didn't that happen like 2 hours ago? How do you cool your system? I don't. My system runs cool because I don't load it up to the point where it gets hot, so I don't need to cool it. CPU fans or hair dryer fans work pretty well. +1 for needing a good 300 to 500 watt buck boost converters. Put the info on the Facebook group, says Island Times. I don't have Facebook. Come on, man, get a Facebook. So Kevin T is on the Facebook. He's in. You have 3. Okay, 1 more minute, guys. I'm gonna fast. Oh, that's it. I'm at the very bottom. I'm keeping up. One last question. Let's see. It's a boy. A UPS plane went down because someone was shipping loose batteries in a box. Batteries shorted and started a fire. That's when all the rules started being created. Yes. And here's the thing. Yeah, it happens. So you have to have all those. You have to have all those things, and you have to ship correctly. Because if you don't, you can endanger some people. So yeah, if you don't, I don't want to ship batteries anymore. I'm out. I'm gonna do what I'm good at, making videos, then building stuff, and then let the guys that have, that know how to ship the batteries, right? So that's the plan. That's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be doing a bunch of works. Stay tuned for the Leaf battery video coming up soon, hopefully tomorrow. If not, then probably the next day, probably. No, I'll have some time. So I'm going to be traveling the rest of this week. I'm going to be in Texas. I'm going to be going to... Wait, where am I going? Austin. I'm going to be in Austin, Texas, starting Wednesday night. Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. All day Thursday. And then I'm flying back on Friday morning. So if you're in Texas, in Austin, let me know. Maybe we can meet up or something. I'm going to be there with Tom. Tom's coming with me. We're going to do something, I don't know. I hope it's worth it. We're going to go see some conference thing. The Rivian people are going to be there, and they're going to be explaining more about the trucks and the thing and all this other stuff, right? So, yeah. If you know anybody in Austin, Texas, I'm going to be there Thursday. If you guys want to hang out, have some lunch, have some drinks or something, let me know. Other than that, then you shall be watching videos, because I'm probably going to be shooting and sharing with you about what's happening there and stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing. All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for your support. Thank you for, thank you for all your likes and shares. And yeah, stay busy. Stay building stuff. I will be making more videos. I'll keep building more. We'll do this, all right? Okay, see you guys on the next one.
So around 2010, we started seeing the Tesla Roadster hype. And if you look at it just based on specifications, you're like, this power plant, we should be able to put this in other cars. We just kind of started a project, kind of like a technical exercise to see if we could actually build our own, kind of homebrew electric race car.
back to Puerto Rico for the third time. We're gonna help some people get some power. Internal resistance and okay, so here's a whole pallet of these modem ones. Look at these guys. It's 11,000 cells right there, ready to be deployed in Puerto Rico. You got yourselves?
I got myself.
All right. You got yourselves?
Yeah, I got myself.
All right. Right, let's do that. I think they're outside. Come on, batteries. Remember last year there was an EV company bankruptcy and we were able to group buy one whole pallet of brand new in-factory packaging made in Korea LG 18650 cells? Well, this year we got 10 pallets. So this deal is pretty similar to last year's in that a very popular EV company went bankrupt. Luckily, EV West was able to secure such large inventory of some of the best 18650s you can currently buy. More than 150,000 of Panasonic 18650 BDs rated at 3200 milliamp hours and BTC 6s rated at 3000 milliamp hours with a 15 amp continuous rating.